Welcome back to my page, Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. I am Mia, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how YouTube has changed my life with less than 500 subscribers. But if you're new here, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to my page, and make sure your post notifications are on because I do post at least 3 videos a week. And while you're down there, check out the description where I have links and promo codes for any of the brands that I'm working with, as well as a link to my Etsy shop and my Instagram if you guys are interested in participating in any of the Q&As that I will be doing in the future. But with all that being said, today I'm really just going to share with you guys how I got started on YouTube, how that seed was planted, where that started, and what it actually looks like now that I have a YouTube channel, the realities of having a YouTube. And then I'll wrap up with some motivation, or rather some practical problems and realistic tips for overcoming any hurdles that you might be facing or thinking about in starting your own YouTube channel. I actually hit 500 subscribers on May 4th, 2023, and as it stands to date, let's check. I have 680 subscribers. YouTube has had such a positive influence on my faith, my health, my friendships, my family, my relationships. Just my life overall has been so much better since starting my YouTube channel. Now, back in January, my pastor did a sermon on the parable in Matthew 25, I believe it is, where we're introduced to the good and faithful servant as well as the wicked and lazy servant. And in this parable, the servant is lazy and wicked not for failing, but for failing to try. We are called to take every opportunity. Every opportunity is either a success or a lesson, and we can even see the lessons as successes because we still walked away with something. Looking back at the month of January, I could either choose to look back at that month as chaotic and awful and disastrous, because honestly, this whole entire year, I have felt like the rug got pulled from under me. I had some health scares with my family, just a lot of personal things go on in the month of January, which was just a few months into my YouTube journey. And genuinely, when I looked back at the month of January, it was because I had a YouTube that I was able to see all of the blessings, that when I looked back, I didn't see all the chaos. And not that my YouTube is not genuine, but that it reminds you to be grateful. And I have learned from starting a YouTube that you can look back and you could be grateful, because you could look back and see all of the laughs, all of the smile, all of the joy between the tears, and just live in a spirit of gratitude for all of the blessings. Look to the details to see the goodness of God. And that is something that really has just resonated with me and reigned true throughout this entire year and throughout my YouTube journey. I still can hardly believe that it was only 6 months ago that I published my first YouTube video. But here we are, just 50 short videos later, and I can genuinely say that YouTube has changed my life. Now, let's back up to the start. So when I was young, we always had iPhones and MacBooks and just all things Apple. as kids, my siblings, my cousins, my friends, we loved making videos, like silly movies with my siblings and my cousins when we had like massive sleepovers over the weekend, and we would edit the videos, and it really just put this creative bug in my heart and my soul. And within the past few years, now that I'm a little bit older, I have dabbled with Instagram and TikTok, launching for solar, for real estate, for crafts, doing fitness, and nothing really stuck. And honestly, looking back, I could really just see that I wasn't passionate about any of those things. They weren't really things that I genuinely loved sharing or that I genuinely loved creating content for. Now, at the time, I had come up with every excuse under the sun for why I wouldn't launch a page, why I wouldn't continue with the page, and I have no idea what would have happened had I stuck out with any of the different things that I had tried before, but I can now see just how things were moving and how all of those different experiences were lessons learned, because now I absolutely love what I do. And I would say there is tremendous value in honing your craft, in learning how to use social media, in learning how to create, in just exploring your creative abilities until you find what you love. Now, for me, that happened actually while I was on a 40-day social media fast. So I had no Instagram, no TikTok, no Facebook, no Pinterest. I shut down all my social medias for 40 days. The only thing that I was able to still do on my phone essentially was YouTube and podcast. Now, I wasn't really into watching YouTube videos, but during this time, one of my friends sent me a video from Milena Ciciotti, and I watched her stuff. I listened to her content on a daily basis throughout my social media fast. It was just so encouraging to hear her journey, to watch her journey. I did go all the way back to the beginning of her videos and the beginning of her podcast with her husband, and it was just so great to be able to witness someone else's testimony, to see her and her husband growing in their faith, growing in love, and not presenting themselves as arrived, but as, hey, this is what we're walking through. This is what we're learning. This is our journey with Jesus. For me, when I decided to come back to social media, I had made the decision that I would come back as a creator and not a consumer. And so that has really been very rewarding for me, because I wanted to be another space on social media, not just spreading more about real estate or about fitness or about solar, but to be spreading and sharing the Word of God and my journey with Jesus. Now, getting into what it is actually like to have a YouTube channel. Now, I can vividly remember sitting down for my first YouTube video, which I recorded 3 times on purpose, because the first time I didn't like the background. The second time I didn't like my shirt. The third time I also did not like the background, and I was so unhappy with this video, but I was unable to record that video for a 4th time. So I reminded myself what I had seen in so many videos, which was to just record the video, edit the video, make a thumbnail, add the description, and post it. Your first video is not going to be perfect. And I had this idea in my head that my first YouTube video would basically be as amazing as all the videos that I had been watching from people who either A, have editors, or B, have been on YouTube and in this space for over 10 years, which is such an unrealistic expectation to have on yourself. So if that is something that you're struggling with, my encouragement is just do it, just post it. We all are so quick to pick ourselves apart, and we are probably our own biggest critics, whether it is your hair, your voice, your face, your weight. all of these things, all of these lies from the devil that are holding you back from sharing the word, from starting a YouTube, from pursuing what you feel called to do. But what I have learned is that if you just push past all of the noise and all of the nonsense, that it is so worth it. And it's really humbling because on one hand, when you sit down to record, especially your first video, it feels so irrelevant. On one side of your brain, you feel like no one is going to watch this video. This does not matter and I'm wasting my time. But on the other half of your brain, you feel all of the pressure of the entire world because everybody is going to watch this video. Everyone's going to judge you. Everyone's going to see it. And everybody is going to say nasty and awful things. So it's kind of funny, even after your first video, just dealing with that struggle of feeling like nobody cares because you only get 10 to 100 views, but also feeling like everybody has the ability to watch this video because you are posting it on the internet. It is such a funky feeling, but ultimately I have no control over how many people see my video. All that I have control over is scripting the best video I can, recording the best video I can, editing it to the best of my abilities, making a thumbnail to the best of my abilities, and just continuing to hone my craft and to just grow. And it doesn't matter if I get 100 views or 1,000 views. That is not where my joy comes from. And every time I sit down, I just remind myself that most of my videos do get around 100 views, and that each view is not just a view. Each view is a person, and each person has a story, and each story matters. And what has really helped that click for me is the Gritty Man podcast, which has had such an impact on my life. This page has less than 500 subscribers, but it was recommended to my husband and I from one of our couple friends, and this podcast, or this YouTube rather, has changed my friend's husband's life, his faith journey, his marriage, and now it has also changed my husband and his life and his faith and our marriage journey. And it is a page that has less than 500 subscribers. So for me, I don't care if my videos don't get 100,000 views. I care about one. I care about the one soul that gets something, that is pushed towards Jesus from my videos. And even if I never know, because this Gritty Man podcast is produced by a pastor in Texas and we're up here in New Jersey, he may never know the impact that he has had on our family, on generations to come, what his videos have done, and the impact that he has had in this sphere so far away from him. And so it is so humbling to just think that when I sit down and share the word and share what I'm learning and share my journey with Jesus, that I could have even a small impact on pushing someone towards Jesus that I may never even know, because I don't need to know, because it doesn't need to be about me. It needs to be about Jesus. And that has really been the heartbeat of my page. And with that heartbeat, YouTube has genuinely spilled into all of these different areas of my own life. I've seen with my family how I'm so much more intentional now. It has helped me in pruning out toxic relationships, as well as sharpening the relationships that I have that are God honoring. And it has just been so refreshing to just walk this journey, especially with the boundary series. That has helped me so much with my productivity, with fitness, with my health, with just discipline overall. YouTube has really taught me the value of my time, what I do, how I spend my energy. And those are just things that have come from having to plan out my life and just being more intentional about the things that I'm producing. And and having my page be super authentic and just presenting who I am on a day-to-day basis, it has shown me some areas in my life that need more discipline. YouTube has really given me such a spirit of gratitude. Gratitude for the mundane, gratitude for all of the blessings in my life, and it has really helped to be able to look back, especially at my vlogs, and just cherish all of the blessings. Having a YouTube has also really spilled into my own personal confidence, and that is confidence in myself, but also confidence in my faith, in talking about God more, in talking about biblical principles, in sharing my faith, because now I'm so much more used to talking out loud about the things that I believe, the things that I'm learning, and that has helped me in my day-to-day walk with equipping me with words to say. Because someone somewhere said it takes about 6 times of hearing something to learn it. Now, I have read this Boundaries book twice before. So when I am scripting this book, it is my 3rd time reading or touching this information. When I sit down to record the video, that is my 4th time touching the information. When I then sit down to edit the information, that is my 5th time touching the information. Now, I wish that I was able to edit my video from top to bottom without having to back up and re-listen to clips over and over and over again. But we'll count that as just 5. And then once I'm done editing the video all the way through, I will watch the whole thing back. So that will be the 6th time with the information at minimum. And then I will export out of iMovie, put it into YouTube, schedule it to publish. Once the video is actually published, I will then watch it back again. That is the 7th time that I am hearing this information. So all of the things that I talk about are really ingrained in my spirit, and that is something that I love. YouTube has really pushed me to be saturated in the word on a daily basis, whether that is my church notes videos, my boundaries videos. I've recorded some videos doing Bible studies, and that is also something that I love about this hobby, because it's no longer about real estate or solar or things that have nothing to do with eternity. Now I am spending my days, my hobby is saturated and centered on Christ, which really pushes me and encourages me in all the moments when I want to give up, or when I'm feeling discouraged, or when I lack motivation, that I would just be disciplined to keep pursuing Christ. But with all that being said, probably one of the biggest refining things about YouTube is just remembering that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalms 139:14 is woven into all of my videos, because the devil will really try and hold you back and tell you all these lies about yourself. Have grace. To have grace and compassion for yourself is something that YouTube will teach you so quickly. In my first vlog, I realized that in my day-to-day language, I replaced with the word like. So I am now so much more intentional about my tongue. I have been so intentional about disciplining the way that I speak and not saying or like all the time, and to just be adding all of these filler words. And I even said to my husband, if this is something I cannot get a rein on, I will fast talking for 24 hours if I cannot tame my tongue. And so, like I said, in summation, YouTube has genuinely changed my life. But I do gotta keep it real with you guys. YouTube is not all sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns. Before I started my YouTube, I watched so many videos on tips for starting YouTube, how-tos, things like that. So I thought I will share with you guys some of the tips that either I learned in starting my YouTube, but mostly things that I am currently struggling with, things that I am learning, and some practical tips for overcoming the hurdles of what it's actually like to have a YouTube. My first tip is not something that I struggled with because I got this advice before I started my YouTube, and that is to start a list on your phone, on your notes app, or wherever of video ideas. I have a running long list of all of these video ideas that I would love to do videos on, and that really helps with the hurdle of just not knowing what your next video is gonna be. Now, for me, I have a planner out till the end of 2024, and I have all of my boundaries videos planned out all the way through December. Now, my Tuesday, Wednesday videos, my vlogs, I don't have those planned out, obviously, because I don't even know what I'm doing in 2 months from now, let alone in December. Now, second tip is to make sure you charge your devices. The first time I recorded this video, my phone died. So this is actually the third time recording this video, but we'll talk about that. Biggest practical encouragement, if you know it's recording day, whether it's your camera, your cell phone, your iPad, whatever you need, make sure all of your things are charged. Now, third point, which I just added, is to make sure that you have enough storage, because the second time I recorded this video, my phone recorded nothing because it ran out of storage. So here we are for the third time recording this video, which could be so frustrating. So make sure you charge your phone and make sure you clear your storage before you record. My fourth tip is to script your videos. Now, scripting your videos could look like bullets, or it could look like every single word that you're gonna say, depending on your personality. I am a chatty Cathy. Scripting your videos is definitely a big practical tip for organizing your thoughts, but also just for making your videos make more sense. Now, my fifth tip, which goes along the lines of all the tips so far, and that is just to plan ahead. Plan what your videos are gonna be, plan to charge your phone, plan to clear your storage, plan to script your videos. Set aside time in your week for scripting. Set aside time for recording, for editing, for making your thumbnails. Now, for me, editing and doing my thumbnails takes about 4 to 5 hours per video, depending on the video style. And sitting down to record a sit-down video like this typically takes about an hour, but I always overestimate. So even if some of the videos only take half an hour or 45 minutes, I'll always give myself an hour to record each video, just in case. Now, my last piece of advice, which was the biggest piece of advice that everybody said, it was questions that people were always asking, and that is, how do you deal with trolls? How do you deal with the hate comments, or the evil comments, the not so nice comments? And the general consensus was just to die to yourself, to not be quick to anger, to not be easily offended, and to just water off a duck's back. Like, I do not get offended by all of the mean, nasty, not so nice comments that literally started coming in around 10 subscribers. For me, I just ignore them because I'm so much more encouraged and pumped up and motivated by all of the nice comments, all the loving comments, all the comments sharing testimonies or sharing how my content has helped you or moved you towards God or really revealed something to you in your faith journey. So I don't want to wrap this video up without saying thank you, thank you, thank you to all of my subscribers, to everyone who's watched one of my videos, who's liked one of my videos, who's shared one of my videos, who's commented on one of my videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate all of your support more than you guys could imagine. My only goal is that in the future we would be even more interactive. If you guys have any prayer requests or video ideas, definitely make sure to drop down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys are interested in seeing. Let me know if you guys have any questions. And don't forget to hop over to my Instagram and give me a follow at Mia Ashmen, where I will be posting some Q&As for some upcoming videos that I have. But if you watch my videos, you know I never end a Faith Friday video without a challenge. So my challenge for you guys is, if God has put it on your heart to start a YouTube, to start an Instagram or a TikTok, just do it. Record the video, post the video. Even if you don't blow up, there is no such thing as failing, only failing to try. So my encouragement is to just do it. But if you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to my page, and make sure your post notifications are on, because I do post at least 3 videos a week. And like I said at the beginning, do not skip past the description, because there I will have links to any of the brands that I'm working with. I am currently working with Seek Jesus as well as Effortless Essentials, which are 2 Christian clothing brands. You'll also find down there a link to my Etsy shop where I share all things Christian resources. I have prints, I have digital resources like planners, devotionals, prayer journals, weight loss journals, resources for mental health as well as for homeschooling. I have such a passion for creating Christian resources. So if you guys have any ideas or anything that you are interested in seeing on my Etsy shop, definitely drop down below in the comments and let me know. And like I said, if God put it on your heart to start a YouTube, start it. But until then, be blessed, and I'll see you guys next time.